I don't think he's gonna be nerfed into the ground. The reason that the Bristleback is strong right now is because of what is being played. You know, if you want to have heroes that heal you, you want a aggressive laner that can farm fast, that you can stack for, and that doesn't really need much in terms of help later on. He just needs the help early on. So, you know, Winter Wyvern's being played. Ideally, the Bristleback is going to go with them. Coddles, some of these heroes that bring him heals, that give him mana, they're going to make him strong. Also, one other reason why the hero is so powerful right now is because some of the zoo heroes are being played. So in my mind, targeting the hero in itself isn't the way to go. Usually in Dota, it's changing something slightly in the game, or just slightly nerfing the Bristleback so that he currently doesn't overpower every single one, and you do have a play around the Bristleback when you're, let's say, a Visage or a hero like that. So I'm not really seeing the Bristleback being destroyed, because if that would happen, if the meta would change, the hero would be completely unplayable, and I don't think anyone wants that.
Okay, I'm looking at cybercats. They're going all the way through this reserve time now. You know, to think about the final couple of picks. We do have the Scarith Mage Clockwork that work well together. Puck as well is going to be able to lock down with the Dream Call, so you're going to be able to follow it with the Scarith Mage. But in terms of, I'm assuming offlane or carry here for cybercats. You've already talked about the Weaver. Is there anything you're looking at particularly here for cybercats to pick up in that offlane? You know, because I mean,
Radiant's ban.
so, yeah, okay, the Weaver does come out. Yeah, anything that you like to complete this draft up now for cybercats?
They're keeping things open. I'm still okay with the Clockwork being the position 3. It is not impossible for that to happen. If they would go for like a position 3, I'd be okay with the Mars, given that with the spear. Oh, he's banned out. Yeah, I was about to say you turn the Bristleback towards you, but yeah, that wouldn't really help, given that the hero is taken out. But any stun that's gonna make the Skyret Mage do a ton of damage, something that can constantly stun people, like the Sand King that just got removed. The other hero that comes to mind is a Centaur, because he would allow everyone to escape the Bristleback, which would be quite big, especially if you get caught in the upheaval and the Bristleback is just stacking quills and nasal goo on you. Something like that would be ideal, and the hero naturally builds into a hood, possibly a pipe. Even though I'm not the big fan of those items in this game in particular, you might need them, and I want something from the side of cybercats that will allow them to play constant aggression without much risk, and I think Centaur is the hero like that.
Okay. So we'll look through. Yeah, let's say the Sand King's already gone. What else? I mean, the Tide's still in there as well. That could. The Ravage lockdown time, you know, you've got your minus armor, so if you want to be going in with the Weaver, Tide Hunter combination of the fights, the Swarm as well as that, Gush maybe even goes for the Aghanim Scepter to be able to reduce the armor on the Bristleback, maybe do a little bit more damage that way. Is the ban out the LC? I was going to suggest that, but I'm looking at like the Zeus and the Warlock coming out and thinking, right, okay, gets into the duel, so the Bristleback will be facing one way, but then you've got to watch out for the Golem being popped, you've got to watch out for the Thunder God's Wrath, you know, the Lightning Bolts being dropped down, pretty much everything the Zeus drops down. And yeah, to me it would have been an alright pick, but I think you would have been in danger in the early duels before you build up that damage, and it is going to be the Dawnbreaker ban coming out here for the side of cybercats, so that will eventually go. So Hydra, now I'm assuming with the Walk and the Earth Spirit, again it's going to be a Zeus mid.
Yeah, probably a mid Zeus and the 4 Earth Spirit, but we don't know. It might be a 4 Zeus and a mid Earth Spirit, or a 3 Earth Spirit, a 4 Zeus. There is multiple ways to go about this, though I think a position 4 Zeus would be in trouble from the puck so much, and a mid Zeus in the lane, he would lane quite well. He'll always be able to keep himself away, dish out the damage, and you get something on position 3 that can allow you to make plays. Theoretically speaking, you already have the Earth Spirit, so maybe something that can survive the Weaver. Is the Beastmaster in the pool? The Beast? No, he's not. And that would be okay to help you deal with the Swarm. You know, every single hero on your side will have a better chance getting the bugs off. Okay.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm hearing all the way, you know, across the pond. I'm just hearing lyrical screaming because, you know, it's not being picked up anywhere else, the Darkseer. But we are going to be seeing the Darkseer for Hydra coming through in this draft. How do you like this? I mean,
10 seconds to go.
I like it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you are going to be able to turn cybercats against each other with the wall coming through. You've got a decent amount, you know, if Koval's going to be going in with the Rolling Boulder as well, going to be able to get in people's faces with the Iron Shell on top of him. So there is that, even the the boost of speed coming up for the Zeus might be in trouble, the Warlock could be in trouble. Bristleback trying to chase down, you'll get those nasal goose stacks onto the heroes that he is chasing down. So there is a lot of utility coming through from the Darkseer that I do like, that goes, synergizes well with Hydra. But is there anything else that you can think of here that just makes this hero such a good pick here for Hydra?
Well, it makes a good pick because it will have a good lane. I think cybercats, when they saw this, they should have considered picking a support like an Oracle, let's say, that is gonna crush the Darkseer in the lane, because the way that cybercats win this game is they go strong out of the lanes, and they start just running at Hydra. You know, this lineup of Hydra, it is good if they are running towards you. You get your timings, the first item on the Darkseer, the second item of the Bristleback being the Vanguard into the Axe, and then you just run to the enemies. If you're able to keep the status quo, keep the game even, or even a little bit in your favor just because of the farm, before that happens, you're gonna be okay. And sure, cybercats, they go for a Tusk, but, the ideal target for you is the Zeus. The Tusk doesn't really help you kill the Zeus that easily, given that you have the Heavenly Jump right now. So I think the path to victory here for cybercats should have been crushing the Darkseer in the lane, because this hero can suffer. That's the reason people don't pick it. And against the Clock and the Weaver, sure, these two can deal with him, but that is if the Darkseer makes a mistake. If this is something that Hydra practiced, and I know Koval has like a billion games on the Earth Spirit, yeah, we can see he's level 30, and ICQ, from what I've seen, mostly he is pretty consistent. Sometimes he has trouble with hitting his spells. On this hero, that's not really going to be an issue. So I think that this is a pretty solid game for the side of Hydra, and they came prepared for what cybercats want to play, because cybercats are playing their classic lineup.
Okay, and we'll see. And Shigetsu, there is going to be the smoke coming through from the side of cybercats. The wards being dropped as well. But do they want to be going up onto the high ground? This ward from the side of Hydra will see Shigetsu. So Shigetsu, does he want to be coming up here? I mean, he's got that Sakuchi, but Koval is going to be seeing him now as well. So he's going to be able to drop the ball. The damage coming through. Do they want to be going any further onto this? Because it looks like it's going to be the full 5-man lineup from cybercats in this top part of the river to offer some protection if it was going to be a 5-man push here from Hydra to get a little bit of damage onto Shigetsu. So Shigetsu's going to be able to back himself away. Just has to, I mean, he doesn't even really need to wait for the Fatal Bonds to wear off, because neither him or H2O in any real danger of going down. But how do they look to fight? I mean, Tusk is going to be going for the invade now as well. Rory can push up. He's not skilled anything up just yet. So it looks like, yeah, they are going to be able to push Fogus away, because it would only have been him. And you want on the top part of the river as well, H2O Shigetsu. Are they going to be pushed away? It looks like they're going to be able to get a 2 for 2. As long as H2O goes the right way, obviously. And now, well, the Iron Shell once again, yeah, Shigetsu looks like he's just going to be able to back himself away up the stairs and to the room.
This top lane is the big one for me. It comes down to what Hydra do. If you play the Earth Spirit and the Darkseer lane perfectly, you're gonna be fine. The way that you play this lane is you need level 2 on the Earth Spirit, you need level 3 on the Darkseer. Before that, you don't do anything. You preserve your power, and then you strike. That is where cybercats can't fight you any longer. And the only thing that Koval needs to do is secure these range creeps for ICQ. So it's just take it slow, and we can see that they have an idea what they want to do. They don't want to dive right off the bat, so that should be the smart way to approach it. I'm just curious to see if cybercats are gonna be able to do anything about it. Now what Hydra is doing is, in my mind, they are being a little bit too aggressive. This is gonna allow H2O to do a bit more damage than he would otherwise be able to.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get the full charge of the Battery Assault off here, even his courier chasing down. The creeps will be pulled through, so they're going to be able to get those back up. Or either, no, really good pull there into the Centaur camp here from H2O. Got the perfect timing on it. Koval is going to be able to step up with the Iron Shell, maybe get a couple of neutrals out of this as well here for ICQ, but ICQ, yeah, I mean, H2O, does he want to just walk himself back into this with the Battery Assault once the creeps are down? The Centaur is going to be able to go with another stomp, so the neutral's not even on Hydra's side here, but the creeps do get cleaned up.
I'm also curious about how DK Fogus will be skilling his spells. I think tag team isn't something you want to be going for in this lane in particular. You and the Skywrath Mage, you can't really do that much damage, and we've seen the Tusks max out the first and the second spell. So I think that's the correct route for DK Fogus in this one. If you can survive, if you can save people, and also catch the enemies, that's the best you can do for them. We can see no tag team as of yet, and we're also seeing a power of the Warlock plus an aggressive carry lane, and you know, now this Fatal Bonds really does make sense. The damage that cybercats are taking on the bottom lane is just insane.
Yeah, and looking over to the mid lane as well, we see Igor coming out on the perk. Probably the most popular mid lane hero at the minute after the Storm Spirit did drop off. Asgore coming on through on the Zeus now, so it is going to be the 2 points into the Arc Lightning right off the bat. We can see 7 jumps, so it is going to go to the creep wave as well as Igor if he doesn't dodge it off. But it looks like Puck wants to go straight. I mean, the wand is going to be coming out first, which no brainer up against the Zeus, but he wants to be going towards the Witch's Blade after that, after the Null Talisman as well. You know, what impact do you think Igor's going to have in this game coming through once he starts to roam around? You know, the Dream Coil comes out. Does he want to look for that early roam because the Zeus doesn't really have that tower taking potential, or is he just going to sit maybe match the rotations here of Asgold?
Depends if there are dives, and I think you save the TP for a dive on the top lane if the Darkseer lane starts being super strong, and that is a possibility right now for Hydra. So that is the thing. Puck should be looking to rotate towards the top lane. Bottom lane, I think you just want vision and you try to find the Bristleback in the jungle. I think the Bristle on the lane in particular isn't gonna be dying because DK Fogus and the Skyrat Mage Fez are on it. They can't really get him low. So if there are rotations from the Puck, it's gonna be towards the top, and the rotations to the Puck are something that we can also expect because you do want to shut down the Zeus in this game.
Yeah, I know there's a snowball and the ice shards coming through onto Rari, but Rari just turns his back. There is going to be a couple of quill sprays coming out as well. Fogus is taking a lot of damage. He's saying, I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in the shards with me, as Fogus has to back himself away. Oh, they're going to be able to get a kill onto Koval now. The chase down with ICQ.
And the bonus.
ICQ is going to be able to get himself away. He doesn't have that surge, so there will be the Gucci through. One more right click. Shigetsu will pick it up. It's even going to be a courier going the way of Shigetsu. So a double kill and the cherry on top there, Shigetsu, with that
bottom lane.
gold. I think if to get Rari down, Rari's going to try and go with the salve. It does keep him alive, a little bit of damage. In fact, without that salve, Phasor probably would have been able to get the kill onto the Bristleback there. So Rari only just surviving through that, but he will survive nonetheless. Phasor going to be out of mana as well. And the heal's coming through from Kick now as well. Should be able to get Rari back up to pretty much full health. Tango's helping the Ring of Health there as well. Not too far off the Vanguard at all here for the Bristleback.
This is what happens if you overextend just a little bit with a Darkseer lane. This lane can be formidable, but the thing is that you use your resources quite easily if you're not careful, and that is what happened with Hydra. They used their resources, cybercats, they read it, and they went in with the Weaver hitting level 4. His damage output was actually insane. So right now, what's still left for Hydra is to cut the waves, take the experience. The problem is you're up against the Clockwork and the Weaver. These guys, they are fast and they can run you down.
Yeah, the cogs are going to be dropped onto Koval. Koval, I don't think he's going to be able to get himself away from this. Absolutely not. Shigetsu. Cogs pushing back onto Darkseer. Darkseer's trying to do what he can with the Iron Shell. And ICQ, well, he got H2O low, but H2O still going to be able to survive through that. In fact, he's going to have a little bit more regen. He's going to have the raindrops coming through now as well on his courier. So ICQ has to go to the camps. Is this where you expect then the Earth Spirit to maybe make a rotation into the mid lane, maybe try and take a pick onto the Puck, or do you think he's going to maybe look for to get the Bristleback further ahead on the bottom lane?
With a Earth Spirit now, you want to kill. In the mid lane, you're not going to be able to kill the Puck most likely. So yeah, he's TPing mid to refill the bottle, but unless the Puck really makes a mistake, he's not going to die. Okay, Igor is deep, so this opens up a possibility for you to make a play now.
Yeah, the surge comes out, the orb's going to be there though. Igor, it's going to be going towards the creatures. He's going to be able to get the face shift off as well. Just has to go for that TP out. The cogs do get dropped. He's going to be able to complete the TP. H2 on the outside of the cogs as well. Going to be able to chase down, do a little bit of damage to Asgold, but Asgold, I mean, if you turn that around, he has his Thunder God's Wrath, 3 points into the Arc Lightning there as well. Koval to back him up. So H2O, he's putting on a big face, you know, a big show, but I don't know if he's really going to be able to do anything about this. And H2O, yeah, might try and go. He's got doesn't actually have the mana for the Battery Assault either, so not going to be able to get in anyone's face with that. So just backs himself off. Might even secure this bounce through. No, looks like Koval actually might get it towards it first.
I'd rather not see Hydra rotate to the mid lane that much. You're not gonna kill the Puck. The way that you enable this use is that you go to other lanes and allow him to get kills with the Thunder God Wrath. Thus, you also force a Puck rotation. If you get out, that's an ideal play for you if you're Hydra. Yeah. Trying to kill the Puck is gonna be very tough, even though he he was left stranded there because of an aggressive move. You don't have many stuns to keep him in place, to keep him from TPing out, and this is a mid lane hero, so he's gonna be somewhat tankier than your classic support, you know, that you would bring down with the Zeus. So that does make it a bit tough, especially until the Earth Spirit gets his silence, which is now there, but you still have the Urn of Shadows that you want to put someone's ashes in, and on the bottom lane is where you should be looking at if you're the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, and Rari's going to be stepping up on the bottom lane, just completely out of mana because he just keeps getting these quill sprays off. So he is going to be going towards a soaring, which is going to help him out. But in the mid lane, could be the rotation. The silence comes out from the Waning Rift. There is going to be a really nice Dream Coil onto two of them as well. It's going to be the Zeus pretty much out of mana. Can they do the damage and take him down? Looks like they're going to be able to get the Earth Spirit. Can they go even further onto Ashgold now as well? No Ancient Seal thrown out just yet from the Scarith Mage. Kicked, trying to back up as well. Kicked's only level 3, so he's not going to be able to drop the rock. And the Fatal Bonds do come out, but I think that was only onto Igor, and Igor should be fine as the creeps get taken away. But yeah, for the most part, he does have, I mean, he has the phase shift, he has the bottle if he gets into too much danger, so he's going to be able to pop the invis. Clockwork Courier gets really low, but kicked. He's going to be able to get himself away from this one, not with the Battle Soul. Going to be able to lock him down. H2O claims another really juicy kill. Kobold though is going to be able to get the rotation in.
Can't survive this.
Dropped. Ashgold, he's got one more Arc Lightning to throw out, but he doesn't. Well, he has the bottle charge as well, so is he to be able to get that Thunder God's Wrath off? Doesn't have the mana for it here now as well. He's going to try and chase down onto H2O, but H2O with the boots, he's pretty fast. In fact, only 5 slower than Zeus, so he's going to be able to break vision, run himself away. The kick onto Phasor. Phasor is going to go for the TP, and with no lightning bolt, yeah, Ashgold not going to be able to claim that kill either.
Oh, cybercats understand perfectly where they should be playing. Plus, this is their specialty, playing around the mid lane. At some point, the Weaver will come over once Hydra decide to chase. You know, they might get 1 kill when cybercats are deep. They're gonna try to chase for more, and then the Weaver will come over. That's kind of cybercats' specialty. It has been their specialty ever since the start, and this is looking really good for them. With these movements, you're not allowing the supports to stack too much, and okay. Puck overextends. At least Hydra are doing a good job at protecting their top part of the map. So if the Puck goes for an aggressive move like that, it's gonna end up badly for you. That's actually a big one for Hydra. With this and the Urn of Shadows now on the Earth Spirit, you can actually make some more aggressive plays on the map.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, again, Rari's just pushing out this. He's been left 1v1 with Fogus here. And is this the best use of Fogus, just to keep Rari in check? Or would you rather him being rotating, like the Earth Sprit's doing, you know, looking to get the lockdowns, looking to get those engagements, and looking to get the kills on the side of cybercats?
Right now, Rari is keeping DK Fogus in check, because Rari can't do much other than farm, and DK Fogus can create space around the map. But if you leave this lane, you are gonna be suffering some damage onto your tower. Thus, you're never gonna be able to take away a big chunk of the map from the Bristleback by taking the bottom tier 1. It's just gonna make it too hard. So DK Fogus right now, he cannot leave. It's just not easy for him to do so. And you can see that none of the heroes of cybercats want to come. Even the Weaver, who's having the most perfect game in the world, doesn't want to go and challenge the Bristleback. Just keep him there, force Warlock to be somewhere in the vicinity, and, you know, fight on the mid lane with cybercats. At some point you will TP there to fight if you see it's gonna be a really big one.
Well, Rolling Ball comes out from Koval. He was able to get himself away from H2O, who stepped up with the battery assault, but between ticks, you know, the kick comes out, forcing the Clockwork away. So yeah, talking about Rari on the Bristleback here, and Weaver not wanting to go Shigetsu, just wanted to keep up. It looks like farming up against ICQ here, doing the damage. In fact, the Swarm's going to be dropped. Surge will come out, but there is going to be a Sakuchi as well. So ICQ, he's only going to be as fast as the Weaver anyway. So the right click's coming through. One more, and Shigetsu will claim that kill. And so he's going to be going towards the Dragonlance. But what is it you expect Shigetsu to be able to do up against Rari? Because I mean, 1 and 7 in terms of kills, but Rari, like, he is a, you know, the Bristleback is a powerhouse at the minute. So what can cybercats do eventually to deal with this Bristleback while he's got things like the Shadow Word going on, and while he's got the backup of the Earth Spirit? You know, what can he do?
No one cares about him. You just let him be. He is a fat guy that can't really catch you. How is he gonna catch the Weaver? How is he gonna catch the Puck if the rest of his team is dead? And that's exactly what you're gunning for. If you're cybercats, you want to run in and you want to kill the other heroes. The main problem for you is the Zeus and the Warlock, and of course these other two that are protecting them. Not really the Bristleback. You can easily dodge him if you're the side of cybercats, because what you're really afraid of is the fatal bonds with all of that damage from coming in from the Zeus. So if you take care of those, then you're actually not gonna be scared of the Bristleback one bit.
Okay, well, we're going to see our first cogs into the Mystic Flow combination though. Ashgold will walk himself up. H2O, can he get himself away from the seed? He's going to be doing a little bit of dewarding coming through. Ashgold with the Heavenly Jump. He's got the Thunder God's Wrath if H2O gets far enough away. And with that Shadow Word, yeah, he should be able to finish the job. Will be able to finish the job. And Phasor just has to fly his way home.
still quite nice. It's still cybercats forcing things out. They are playing on the enemy part of the map. The way that you win with this lineup is that you play on your enemy's part of the map. You force those ultis in a defensive position, and then Hydra won't be able to claim any territory. We see now with the Thunder God's Wrath being used, you get the kill, and Rari, he wants to force something to happen. He wants cybercats in the mid lane because he knows that the aggression is coming, and from the mid lane it's going to be easier for Hydra to read where cybercats are, but no one really takes the bait. And you know, in the end, the supports are going to be TPing there, but not to defend the tower, to make a move that is not going to be spotted now for Hydra. And cybercats again, you know, with the Mystic Flare, with the hook shot, anyone dies other than the Terrorblade, the Bristleback. You know, the other ones, I just don't see a hero that will survive that combo from the supports.
Yeah, the Rocket Flood did come into it. It did see the rotation on the Radiant part of the jungle towards DK Focus, and Focus immediately backed himself away towards his tier 1 tower. You know, so the TPs could come in just as a response if Kicked and Koval did carry on going here. Mid lane, Zeus, he's back to spawn out that lightning to find his last. It's got himself the Kaya now as well. If we take a look at the net worth, 13 minutes in, Zeus sitting just above the puck. Igor here as well. He's got himself the Witch's Blade going towards the Yule Scepter into the Blink Dagger. But on the bottom lane, there is going to be the response. There's going to be the hook shot through the cogs as well onto Kick. Kick, can he get this kill off? On the other side, there's going to be the Wall Sprint coming through. Kick, can he get himself away from this? There is going to be a really nice Dream Coat to get the latch onto ICQ now as well. Vacuum up onto the cliffs. But that's still going to be the Darkseer going down. Asgold, he popped that double damage room, but he wasn't really able to do anything about it. 3 heroes on the side of Hydra do go down. Even the Golem will fall.
There's your answer, Rob. So you don't care about the pig hitting creep somewhere on the map. You just dive and you kill all of his friends, and that's kind of what's gonna be happening. I was scared that cybercats won't be able to do this if they don't do well in the lanes, but they made it. So they played so nicely, you know. Top lane, they used all of these small mistakes. There aren't big mistakes, but small mistakes that Hydra made in that lane. They capitalized on them. They played around the mid lane, constantly forcing Hydra in. And now, when the Weaver is finally ready to fight, Shigetu says, now I can crush all of them. And literally not a single hero on Hydra can deal with the Weaver right now. That's going to become even more so when he does get a BKB. You can see how much emphasis Shigetu is putting on the early game, because right now he knows he's going to be fighting soon. And for that, you're going to be needing a BKB. With that item, he just does not die.
Yeah, and so looking at the Weaver, what does he want to be picking up after the BKB? Because he's already got himself the Maelstrom. You know, does he want to be looking towards anything like? There's no real reason for a Linken's as far as I can see. Does he want to be going back for that Desolator kind of build, or is there's something else that you think Shigetsu might want to go for?
I think this game you easily go for the Daedalus after the BKB. After the BKB, your life is not in any kind of danger. So you get the damage. You just try to two-shot the Warlock, two-shot the Zeus, and literally win the game for your team. The rest of them will be there just to keep them in place or get the follow-up chase for you. Weaver is just getting to such high territory, you know. When you look at the Bristleback versus the Weaver, the Bristleback should always be ahead. This hero just farms faster, can take care of stacks. Not know which the Weaver can do, but when you have this good of a lane, it's gonna be problematic for Rari to keep up.
Yeah, and the cogs do get dropped here as well onto Rari, so he's not able to cross the river. But able to get a little bit of farm onto those creeps though. Rocket Flood comes through, going to be spotting it out onto Ashgold, but no rotation as you can see. Everyone on the side of cybercats. In fact, there is going to be the TP up onto the Zeus, so they do get the win and ripped out. The Dream Coil's going to be there now as well. The damage is going to be enough. It looks like they're going to be able to take down Zeus. Yeah, the Mystic Flurry. In fact, he walks back into that.
He's
now the
still
Heavenly
alive.
Jump, but the tower shot's coming through. He's going to be able to get himself away from this because there is a Scarith Mage spell chasing here, and it looks like still goes down. Phasor gets the kill. Absolutely calculated there from Scarith Mage.
Give him hope. That was the play from cybercats. Give him hope and then take it away, because if he had hope, he's definitely going to be feeling that kill a little bit more. He's going to think like, I almost got out of that one, but almost just isn't gonna cut it, especially when the game is not going so well. Though they still get a tower, so overall Hydra, I wouldn't be too unhappy with that one. You open up a little bit more of the map, and you close out the potential of the enemies invading your triangle with that top tier 1 being down. The only way cybercats can do it is with a smoke, and if so many heroes are missing off the map, it's gonna be a bit obvious.
Yeah, there's going to be a rotation round through the jungle, it looks like, here from cybercats into the bottom part, just to do a little bit of dewarding to get some vision, and to maybe set up protection here, because Shigetsu is still farming this out. He's going towards, it's actually going to be the full one here coming out here for Shigetsu afterwards, but ooh, on the steps, they're going to be able to find out on the Scarab's mage. Scarab's going to get himself away from this one. Phaser, he's trying to flap his wings as fast as possible, but the vacuum back drags him back into danger, and the ice shards do get dropped. Heavenly Jump comes through, but H2O should be able to get himself away. Yeah, no real issues there for the Clockwork, and if there was, he was able to hookshot himself away. Shigetsu still hanging around, trying to do a little bit of farming here. Rari's going to be taking a little bit of damage, but stepping up into this camp, even with the Iron Shell on top of him. Yeah, Rari, no real danger there for him. He's got that Ag Scepter up now as well, so that's going to increase his farm speed while he's still farming with the Nasal Goo, and it's going to make it even easier to fight in the groups when you're just going to be able to spread your snot everywhere. The kid comes back onto the Tusk, though. Tusk going to be locked down, 4-5 heroes around him. This is going to be able to get it. The hookshot does come through. Koval gets that kill onto DK Focus. The Mystic Flow is going to go for a little bit. They're going to be able to get the kill onto Koval, so that return kill comes out. They take down ICQ now as well. The Rock gets dropped. What can he do with this golem, though?
No armor on the Bristleback.
And Rory has to run himself away. Yeah, taking damage from Phaser. Phaser, though, taking a lot of damage from the Zeus. The Thunder God's Wrath comes out. Askel gets himself the double. And the two heroes left alive on the side of cybercats need to back themselves away, even though Rory gets low. You know, the heals coming through from the Warlock, you got the protection coming through from the Zeus. It says, you ain't getting past my magic damage, lads. And Rory was just able to back himself away. He gets the regen coming through from the Vanguard as well. And all of a sudden he's back up to half health after about, what, 10, 15 seconds from being close to death.
That was a really weird play, though, coming out from cybercats. I expected them, when they see the first item on the Darkseer, the Ags and the Bristleback. That's the timing that we talked about at the start of the draft. And you are playing against all of these spells. I guess you do want to protect your mid lane tower, but they could have done it with just the Snowball and the Ice Shards. Poked, waited for Hydra to make a mistake, while Igor and Shigetsu could have been splitting all that time. But sure, you decided to fight. You feel like you're stronger. You can still keep pushing forward, but I think that you need to be afraid of this Bristleback right now. The best play from cybercats would just be to go for the side lanes and then just go when the enemies are too deep.
Well, the Mystic Flow comes out, the Ancient Seal's going to be there as well. Backlines, the Dream Cold does get dropped into 2. What are they going to be able to do? Raru's getting pretty down low. The Snowball's going to be able to control him as well. Shigetsu's going to be able to get that kill. ICQ, the chase carries on, and that is going to be the death. Can we go even further? Dream Cold has already been used. Askel, don't turn around for that. And yeah, so, okay, they killed the Bristleback. 5 heroes, they group up on the side of cybercats. They take Rari down, and the rest of Hydra weren't really in position, because the shards, if we took a look, you know, the shards came out, the cogs got dropped. He got through a little gap onto the high ground, but the chase carried on, though, from Rari when he was alone from the rest of his team, and cybercats said, okay, we're going to turn this around, and we'll just easily claim this kill.
Yep, that's exactly what they did. They got the Bristleback dying when it is literally best timing of the game without taking anyone with him is rough for the side of Hydra. You know, that last fight, even though I didn't like it, the cybercats, how they engaged it, they still got what they needed from it. The ulti from the Zeus and the ulti from the Warlock. So Hydra didn't have that. So next play for cybercats was, let's just force Hydra into a place where they're gonna have to fight. They're not gonna have anything to farm, and they're just gonna have the need to engage us. That's what happens. Hydra chases a little bit too far. This is what I want to see from cybercats, baiting Hydra into a place where they don't want to be, where the Weaver, where the Puck can just go ham, and that's an open territory. So bottom lane, I think, should be off limit if you're Hydra. If you want to fight, you never go towards the high ground in your big jungle.
Yeah, and Igor's got himself a double damage rune as well as the blink coming out now as well, so he's going to be able to engage if cybercats do find a window. Was Rari's coming through, there is going to be 3 heroes behind him to back him up. The TP coming through from ICQ. No, actually, yeah, okay, he did. I thought he cancelled it off, but no. So Rari, he's stepping up. He's still trying to find that farm, protect this tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Shigetsu just come through. Backlines of the hook tower's going to be coming through onto the Warlock kick. He's going to be able to do anything about this. He's still going to be silenced off, so the damage coming through from Shigetsu. He's going to be able to bounce with that Maelstrom, though. Cole could get himself away from this. The BKB from DK Focus. And it looks like they're even going to be able to step out any further. Rari, though, he wants to be going in. He's got the kill onto H2O. The chase is on from Shigetsu. So the Ancient Seal coming through, and this might be the Zeus going down. One more right click, it will connect, and Koval can he get himself away from this one? The Snowball comes through, does not connect onto anyone, and it's only going to be Rari left alive with 2 heroes chasing him down. The Walrus Punch comes out, he's going to be controlled, he's going to be doing damage with the close range. Shigetsu, can he get himself away? He's already used that time lapse, and Rari, he's going to survive, and if he went any further there, Shigetsu probably would have been the victim of some nasty quills.
Radiant's mid tower ain't
Okay, cybercats are really forcing the issue here. You don't have to do it. You can see just how much damage the Bristleback did in that fight. He did as much as the Weaver, and he's almost 4,000 gold behind. That is just the nature of the hero, and he's gonna be able to do it. Sure, the Weaver finds everyone, but the thing is that your heroes are just dying from the AoE damage. It's not like someone caught the puck. They lost all of their catch at the start of the fight. It's just that there's so much damage from Hydra, and Igor is gonna tick out from that, and that's why I think cybercats, they don't have to be doing this. They're really trying to crush Hydra right now. I'd say it's working, given that Hydra still are not winning fights at their timing, but you're giving them a chance. When a team hits its timing really hard, even though you're super far ahead, you can take it slower. But cybercats, they really have a beef to pick with Hydra, and that's why we're getting these many good fights. Still, with the mid lane tower being down, it opens up new possibilities for cybercats, which means next time around, you know, it's not only the bottom part of the map where you can run circles around the enemy's top lane.
Look at this, Ascol is going to be caught out. The hookshot does come through the cogs as well. They might even be able to turn this around. Koval going to be doing a lot of damage onto Phasor. Phasor will go down. ICQ gets the kill through the Iron Shell, but the back lines. Dreamcoil's going to get used now as well. What can he do onto this?
Bristle
they lock down the Bristle again. There will be a golem being dropped though. Is he going to be able to get himself away? Rory, he just wants to run through this. The damage coming through though. Rory, your Yule Scepter comes out, so that is going to be the swarm dealt with. The damage Shigetsu can get himself away from this. It looks like Rory will be locked down. The time lapse comes out from Shigetsu as well, so he's going to be able to keep himself alive. The chase on to the Darkseer. Darkseer is trying to run himself away. Kicked. Might be the next victim though. There is going to be a mechanism coming through from ICQ. But again, a 3-for-1, and the one that you lost is a Skyreth Mage. So what, you position 4, you position 5. It's not really that rough.
It's not really. This is what happens once the mid lane tower falls. Even though it's, you know, Hydra still having some strength to them, if it's an open area, cybercats will do well. The only reason those two fights went solid for Hydra is because that mid lane tower was there, and the fight was kind of concentrated in an area. Then the golems, the Zeus ulti, all of the quills combined with the fatal bonds are really gonna do the damage. When cybercats are allowed to run circles around the enemy, actually isolate the Bristleback or isolate a few of the heroes and then storm down on the Bristleback, it's gonna make the fight super easy. So now without the mid lane tower and Hydra not really looking to get any big item timing, sure, BKB on the Bristleback, but how much does that actually change? It's just gonna make cybercats ignore you even more, kill your friends, and your time will come. Don't sweat it, Rory.
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, if we take a look at this, that the Zeus, he's going towards, I mean, Zeus as well, so he's picked up the shard, so that's going to be extra health damage. The scam comes out, it's just on an illusion inside the Rosh pit, so this might actually be a bait from against Hydra. And the rolling bullet does come through the pit. Oh yeah, they're going to be seen now as well. The illusions just get spotted out on the back lines, though they are waiting on the side of cybercats to make something happen.
Zeus deep hit bot, there's gonna be a move from cybercats immediately now. There is no reason for them to wait. They have everything, and we can see the Skyreth Mage already puts the smoke into his inventory. So they're gonna be running towards a fight immediately. Let's see where they choose. They chose the top part of the map, which you know, you're not gonna be finding too much there. But if they walk into Rosh, it's still gonna be. It's not a concentrated fight that you want as in cybercats. So kill into a Rosh is the ideal scenario for you.
And we're going to be seeing the rolling boulder onto the high ground now as well, so they might be able to go into cover. There's going to be the blinking with the missing slur. They found out the Zeus, and he's going to be dead. Ascol goes down. The chase on to Kick now as well. Kicked. Well, the ice shards do come through. It's going to be a little bit of a blockage there before Shigetsu, so his own teammate working against him, but the Skyreth Mage goes down on the back lines.
Rory in the back line.
Run mad. He's going in with the nasal goo. He's spamming that one out, though. The wall has been dropped, so that is a clear dividing line here for heroes on the side of cybercats. He wants to go in. There's going to be the rolling boulder as well as the kick away, though. Snowball picks him up, so they're going to be able to re-engage onto Rory. Rory, what can they do? The damage-wise, he's going to turn himself around. The wall that gets dropped once again. The damage, though, it looks like they're just going to try and clean up this wall column as quickly as possible. And once again, the rolling comes in from Koval, but Koval, though, silenced up, so has to just walk himself away on foot.
That was a cool approach from cybercats. They overtake the triangle and they wait there. They you know, they didn't go to the bottom lane thinking, yeah, the enemies have to go back here because all of the plays are around Rosh. So that was actually a smart move from them. Didn't see them coming immediately. And then Hydra, they're coming over and you find the Zeus ideal target. The thing is, there was no follow-up. Why? Because you were too deep at that point. Cybercats, they read it perfectly, and this time around they didn't want to go any extra mile because they know just the fatal bonds and the Bristleback would rip them apart.
Yeah, and you can see here as well, the double damage coming through from Rory, so he's putting out, what's that, about 700 damage just short of every right click, so that tower was not going to last, and that's only about halfway through here now as well. They're going to be able to see Ugo. Do they want to carry on going further? Bristleback's going to be coming in with an nasal go as well, trying to do right click damage. They're going to be able to get into seal as well, so the Mystic Flare coming through. He gets that BKB off though. What else can they do onto this? A Dream Call onto the backline. She gets to trying to follow up. There is going to be the Ghost Scepter coming out from Kobo. Kobo though can get himself away from this when the Ice Shards do get dropped, and so does ICQ. Because it looks like Rory's going to try and run once again. I mean, the hook shot's already in use, so 28 seconds without that. Can they go even further, though? The winner, if it comes out, it's going to be the Rocket Flare as well, onto Kobo. Kobo going to try and get himself away, but Ego gets that kill. And now the Walrus Punch up into the air onto the Bristleback. Do they have anything with the Snowball to get him locked down as well? But the Fatal Bombs comes out. Oh, Bristleback, he just needs to turn himself around. But the damage, it's not going to be there. The buyback comes through from the Earth Spirit now. It's all H2O. He's trying to get himself away from this one. The Magnus Eyes has been popped, so H2O will go down. And they might even find out onto the poke. They're going to be able to get this kill. And it looks like turning that one on its head after losing 4 and a buyback there. 3 and a buyback coming through from the Earth Spirit. So they do claim 2-3 good kills there on the side of Hydra. But they did once again lose Rory.
Cybercats are still not respecting the fatal bonds enough, I think. The thing is that your Weaver BKB is now low. It's on 6 seconds. Your BKB on the Tusk is 6 seconds as well. You have used up your biggest timings in this game. Sure, the Weaver is gonna get stronger, but that's only in bursting heroes down. If there's like more Force Staffs, more Ghost Scepters, things like that, you survive. The Bristleback is only gonna get stronger. I'm starting to be afraid for Cybercats because sure, they kind of took away Hydra's biggest timing, but they also now took away their biggest timings. The tower were down. They could have ran circles against Hydra, but they just ran in. They get 2 heroes and they think it's enough, but it's not. It's just so much damage with the fatal bonds, and this is, I guess, what happens when a hero isn't being played that much, and then you actually don't have it in your fingers, in your mind, just how much damage the fatal bonds can put out.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy that how even that fight was, even though the Bristleback is about 7,000, 6,000 gold behind the Weaver, about 4 levels, 5 levels too, and Rory, you know, like you said, the Fatal Bonds just get dropped. He turns his back, he pops those Quill Sprays, you know, at level 20 as well. He's going to be able to put the plus 20 Quill stack damage on there as well if you want. Oh, do you think he goes for that, or does he go for the health regen coming through on the level 20?
Oh, you go for the stack damage. No way. Go for the stack damage. You have the fatal bonds. It's just gonna be so insane. Yep, there it is. There is I like the 20 HP region in this game in particular because they're not bursting him down. You're not bursting down the Bristleback, so he's constantly getting that up. But the thing is, with the fatal bonds, that left talent is just so valuable that I don't think it was even a choice between the two.
Yeah, and Rory even checking the pit here, so he's going to be going, like I say, he's so far behind, but that fight was so even, so if he gets a little bit of a boost, you know, if they take a fight that goes Hydra's way, even if they just take down the Weaver, so Rory gets that uninterrupted time to farm compared to the Weaver being down, you know, this is going to be absolute bedlam here for Cybercats, and Bristleback, he's just running around, you know, he's just the constant fountain of goo coming out here. He's going to be able to find Shiggetsu. Do they have the lockdown? They're going to be able to get the sounds off as well. Can they run down onto this Weaver? The Weaver, the stun comes through from the rolling ball. The hook shot comes out. The vacuum will be there. H2O going to be taking a lot of damage coming through from the Thunder God's Wrath. It looks like they've got the lockdown with the cogs. It's going to be H2O goes down. Rory, though, needs to get himself out of this because he was in danger. Had to pop the BKB. Cleans that swarm up, but now Phasor wants to be going with a chase, and that is going to be the BKB down for the next 80 seconds. So Ancient Seals, magic damage will stack up. They get the silence onto the Weaver though as well. Do you want to go in? It looks like they're going to be able to carry on chasing here. Focus going to be able to get the shards out, but Kicked is on the other side on the back lines. They get the kill into ICQ. And Focus with the double damage rune. Do they want to carry on chasing? It looks like they might just back themselves away. With only the Clockwork being down, do they want to go into the pit? Yeah, double damage is going to be here for Focus as well. The Swarm gets dropped. 4 stuff out for Shiggetsu with this Hurricane Pike. So they're going to be able to get themselves in and do this damage onto it. Look at how quickly this is going down as well. And there's no way Hydra can contest onto this. So Aegis goes the way of Cybercats, goes the way of Shiggetsu.
That last fight was really nicely played by Cybercats. Still, they're not going to stop. They want kicked as well.
They get kicked. He's just straight up gone. He disappears less than a second there. She gets with the damage to finish the kill.
thing with the last fight, I was kind of scared for a second there because cybercats got that into their classic mindset of let's chase them down with this game, and their heroes are good at it. But every single time they got destroyed by the fatal bonds when they thought that way. Still, what happened in this fight in particular is that the Tusk isolated the Bristleback and the Warlock on one side, and the Puck got a beautiful coil on the Earth Spirit and the ICQ Darkseer. So when the fight is not together, when it's just all over the place, then Hydra's lineup doesn't really do much, and the damage from the Bristleback, you know, onto the Tusk is gonna be quite hard for him to get any hits off. It's gonna be easy for DK Focus to survive. So overall, it was cybercats that spread that fight out around perfectly. I got scared for a second because Earth Spirit, he was rolling towards his team to connect, and the Darkseer used the surge, but mid-roll he gets coiled, the Darkseer gets coiled as well, and they finish them off. So it was just a nice coordinated attack coming out from cybercats, and that's why it ended up so well for them.
Yeah, and it looks like they are going to be able to put pressure onto this tier 3 tower on the bot as well. They take that tower, excuse me, the tier 2 tower down already. Weaver, he's going to go back for the Scotty as well, which is going to be nice to try and chase down Rari. The slow coming through, you know, the regen limitation coming through as well. So Shigetsu, he really wants to be that powerhouse that gets on top of the Bristleback. And speaking about getting on top, it looks like we'll be able to get onto Shigetsu, that's going to be the Aegis. Ooh. What else can they do though? What lockdown do they have? They have the rolling boulder for the stun. Have they timed it right? Where's that kick? Where's the stuns? The hook shot does come in. The heavily jump comes out now as well. Shigetsu to be able to get the time lapse off with the BKB, so he's going to be outside of the cogs, doing what damage he can. And H2O, they get the kill onto Koval. That is going to be the Aegis down, so Shigetsu maybe going to play it a little bit safer now. That Aegis is gone.
That's a statement from Hydra that they can kill the Weaver. This is why I was not liking what cybercats were doing. I still think that they are in firm control of this game, but the thing is that the Hydra got to a point where they can burst down your Weaver, so you're not immortal any longer. Even with the Scotty, that is not going to change. You're going to be needing some force staffs to save you, and the thing is that cybercats, the way that they have itemized, they don't have any. So in the end, it's just going to be the Tusk Snowball that you're looking to save it. This makes it much harder for cybercats to push out the last outer tower before the next Rosh, which in turn is gonna give Hydra 5 minutes to make a play, and this is actually quite big. So even though they're 14,000 behind, they can bring down a 25k net worth hero if you just get good division. Obviously not gonna be the easiest. You are playing against the clock, and you are playing into superior vision of your opponents.
Yeah, the Scotty comes out for the Weaver, the AC here for Rari, so Shigetsu, he's got that little power spike, but the Bristleback is keeping up as well, and it looks like Weaver, he actually wants to go for the Swift Blink afterwards, so maybe able to you know, get on top of, get that extra attack speed coming through and just get on top of the Bristleback, maybe even get on front of him if he is trying to run himself away as well. Shigetsu, he's just pushing out the bottom lane. They might actually be able to find out the Puck though, going to be able to get that Blink away, going to be able to get the orb out as well, but it does mean that he is separated from the rest of his team. So are they going to try and capitalize on this on the side of Hydra? It doesn't look like it. No, they're grouping up, but they're not really risking it because there is the outpost that's been taken by the Dire as well, so there could be the TP down from the Puck if things do kick off. And yeah, like you say, Hydra just going to be playing it safe. They're finding farm onto the Bristleback. They just carry on going, trying to get him towards that level 25, get those the warpath damage per stack on the talent up there as well, so he really would be able to run through a few heroes with that up.
So, there's one thing I like about cybercats and one thing I don't in this game. The thing that I like is that they're all on the same page. I wouldn't necessarily do this the way that they're doing it, but they have this idea of we want to jump them and destroy them, and that's why the Weaver is going for a blink. So they just want to get on top of Hydra first and win the fight that way. I think this is a bit risky, but on the other hand, if every single one of your players is on the same page, and considering their items they definitely are, then that has a really good chance of working out. So cybercats definitely playing like a team in this game, even though there are some differences, you know, that someone would say, maybe they should have done this better and stuff like that. They're still showing that they are playing as a team, and that is the most important thing in competitive Dota. So obviously this is not going to make it so easy for Hydra, especially if cybercats do find that opening. And right now what they're doing, they're spreading the map, they're getting the farm, and they're forcing out Hydra to make a move, which they will make no mistake. In the next 3 minutes Hydra will be coming out of their base.
Yeah, I like this as well on the Tusk. He's going towards the Silver Edge. You know, if he can get on top of the Bristleback, it's a really nice way to deal with it. In fact, Rari though, the hookshot comes up onto the cliff onto the backline, so it's going to be a maybe a trap coming through there from Koval, as it's going to be the Clockwork trapped on that cliff while the rest of the team fight goes on. Punk's going to be getting low though. What else can he do into this? The Rolling Boulder is there if they want to use it. The Rock will get dropped, but you get to. Going to be able to take down Kicked, and now the Golem will have his revenge here. As the Nasal Ghoul charges though, there is going to be the Heal Scepter onto Rari, so Rari not going to be able to chase down. It looks like they just want to get themselves back to the base. Focus will drop towards that Thunder God's Wrath, and now Phasor will be the next target though. He's got that Ghost Scepter. What's he going to be able to do onto this? Rari has to pop the BKB. Was he going to be able to go any further onto this? There is going to be lightning bolts being dropped as well. Rari though wants to go with the Quill Spray, wants to be going with those Nasal Goos. And it looks like he's just going to be able to back himself up. So a 2-for-1. But again, you take down Focus, you get a little bit more gold, you get a little bit more experience on the Bristleback. And that's not awful at all for Hydra, even though they did lose a couple of supports.
Let's realize that it's tough for Hydra in this game because you don't want to be fighting on the bottom part of the map if you're this lineup, because on the bottom part there's just so much room for cybercats to do whatever you want. You want to fight in a clumped up area. That makes it easy for cybercats to read where they can be when they want to. They're trying to go for Shigetsu.
The normal punch comes out. Shigetsu though, the wall gets dropped as well. He's going to be able to get the kill into ICQ, and then the time lapse comes out. Do they want to go any further onto this? Because Rari just has to back himself away. The rest of the team are going to be teeping in to back Rari up. And again, the wall's been dropped, the Nimbus got dropped there, and Shigetsu didn't have the lockdown long enough to keep Shigetsu from being able to get that time lapse off. He survives through it, so he could be able to back himself away as well.
Yep, he gets himself out. He has changed his mind. He wants to go for a Satanic. He thinks that if he has the Satanic, he can survive the initial burst from Hydra, and if that does happen, he gets the time lapse off. The fight is just over, and he might as well be right. You know, until the Bristleback has his Basher and the Abyssal, they're definitely not going to be able to take him down. And if he has a Satanic, it just takes you too much time, so it's going to be easier for the Tusk to respawn. So maybe this is the safer play coming out from the Weaver, given that he's going to have to poke high ground. That does make sense. But coming back to my earlier point, I just don't know where Hydra need to fight. This is why they're not smoking before the Rosh. They're just saving everything for the big Rosh fight, understanding that they cannot take over the bottom part of the map. It's just impossible for them. And now they use 2 smokes, you know, so they're gonna be double invisible, they get the double movement speed, and they're going towards the top part of the map. This is a much better place for them to fight, given that they're gonna have the superior vision, and they will try to keep the fight concentrated into a small area right on top of this ward.
Yeah, and you can see Koval standing right behind it as well. So if anyone comes up onto this, they're going to have the rolling boulder into the start of the kick coming out to push them down to the low ground to maybe get that lockdown as well. Witchbane does come out for the Bristleback. He's gonna TP that. I wouldn't mind seeing that, you know, just because the damage that comes out from that adds onto the Scarith Mage's mana pool, you know, the Puck's mana pool as well. 2,700 mana on the Puck, and if you're hitting for what 4% of that, that's still so much life per right click if it comes out onto the Bristleback, even if it comes out onto the Darkseer, and that's even before, you know, you start to talk about the Purge.
Look at cybercats' position.
Yeah,
they know where Hydra are.
A wraparound on a wraparound. In fact, they might find out Askel. They are going to be able to find out Askel. Askel's going to try and get himself away with the Heavenly Jump, though. Punched away. It looks like the damage. The hookshot comes through. They're going to be able to take down the Earth Spirit. Wall does get dropped, but it's only going to be onto H2O, and H2O is going to be fine with this. The Golem once again gets cleaned up, and even Shigetsu gets the kill onto the Bristleback, and now kicked in the jungle, into the trees. He's going to be hunted out here now as well. The sounds comes out. Igor's giving him the wave, the high five, but Kicked, he was already too dead to be able to reply to that, and that's going to be, I mean, it sets up for a nice Rosh timing. A minute left on the Rosh clock, and when you've got 2 heroes on the side of Hydra that are going to be down for that time, you know, you can just hang around here. In fact, Shigetsu wants to be going even further, wants to clean up onto ICQ. The buyback comes through from the Zeus though, so maybe he just backs himself away, plays this a little bit safer with the Satanic not being too far away for him.
I don't know if you noticed there, but the Tusk pretty much crushed the Warlock in 1 hit. Cybercats, they did get a nice wraparound there. This is what kind of annoys me in today's world, you know. You get this guy, he looks like a Chad, he has his beard, you know, the jawline is there, and then when he shaves, he just looks like a kid. Now we know what Warlock looks under that beard, because he got one-shotted to his chin. You're gonna know that he doesn't really have a strong part of the neck there for sure.
Yeah, so he has a glass jaw, but on the other hand, he's a really old man, and you've got, you know, this dude, he's an actual brawler. You know, he participates in cage matches. He goes into bar fights. That's his entire thing. He wants to be in fights, and he's going around.
Warlock had more time to train.
Yeah, but
he had more time to train.
It's elder abuse. That's all it is, plain and simple. It's just elder abuse.
He had more time to train. There's just no other way to think around that one.
Well,
either way, the fight, it might break out, though. Finally, cybercats will break down this tier 2. So what is now left for Hydra is a fight. On their high ground, they have all of their core items, but I don't think that cybercats are gonna give them a full-on fight. They're probably gonna put the Weaver in front with the Aegis, and the only one that you can actually get on top of is him. So Hydra, I think the best play, the one that gives you the most chances, fight for that Rosh. The problem is, of course, they use the 2 smokes for, as we said, the double invis and the double movement speed. So now they don't have it to get to the Rosh, but this makes it really, really tough to engage.
Yeah, you can see Rosh on it. It's going to be the second Rosh, so the shard is available as well. The Weaver already has his, so what? You give it over to... it's going to be the Puck. Yeah, okay, no, it's going to be... the Tusk. No, it's going to be... who did they give it to?
What, the Aegis is on the Tusk?
No, the shard.
Let me check that. It's on the clock.
It is. I just didn't see him. It must have been on cooldown while I was checking it. Yeah, so he's going to have his shard there as well, which means he's going to have the jetpack, which, if nothing else, is pretty darn cool. Who doesn't want a jetpack?
Now you have Iron Man on your side, so you literally cannot lose if you're cybercats. I don't know what the Hydra does right now, but on a more serious note, you know, they still have this big team fight. They still have this big high ground. I still think that this is not how you win games. The problem is, if you're fighting on your high ground, the enemies can always find ways to approach it, and if you're not threatening to go out, then cybercats don't even have to be clumped up at the same spot. Shigetsu can be on top, the Puck can be on the bottom lane, and you know, Shigetsu comes closer, all 5 of the heroes of Hydra come over, Puck is just poking your tower. So I think that's gonna be the approach for cybercats. Even though you have the Aegis, there is no reason for you to overextend this one. We saw that Shigetsu didn't even take the Aegis. That's just how confident he feels that he's not gonna die.
Yeah, and Rari, he's got that Abyssal Blade up now as well, but again, he's still about 3-4 levels behind the Weaver, and I don't think at any point in the game he's ever been able to close that gap. In fact, if you take a look at the net worth as well, he's about 12k behind, 31k, 32k net worth lead, going the way of cybercats with this Aegis as well. You know, they are just kind of starting to push Hydra back into the base, they are pushing all the creep waves back to them, which is something that Kips has talked about before, that if you give them that lane that's fairly pushed out, you know, if you maybe the top lane you let it push towards your tier 2, then you have the chance of Hydra think, oh, you know, this is a lane that we can push out, that we can even some equilibrium upon, you know, and maybe try and close that trap. But yeah, at the minute it just looks like cybercats are just super comfortable with just keeping everybody on the side of Hydra locked into the base, you know, maybe just trying to find a little bit more farm, find their next items before they then go for that killing blow.
I like that Hydra are trying to make a move. They went for the smoke towards the bottom lane. They're aware they're not going to find a big team fight, but Kowal and Rari can actually bring down the Puck if there's a roll into a Abyssal Blade. Igor can die, despite him having 3000 HP. You know, the Bristleback will do like 800 per hit, and during those few seconds you will be able to bring him down. So overall, a nice attempt from Hydra. But cybercats, they were waiting for this. They were waiting for enemies to start missing, and now they know where they are, so they're coming over. Hydra, though, they read this move perfectly.
The Walrus Punch comes out, though. They're going to be able to lock down into the Bristleback. Bristol can get himself away from this one. The BKB comes out. He's going to try and go. The Abyssal Blade comes through onto the Weaver, though. The Dream Code's going to be there. It's going to be snapped as well.
Level 25.
So Bristleback, he's not going to be able to get himself away from this one. The kick comes through. Nimbus has been dropped, but there's going to be another Walrus Punch coming through, and that's going to be the death here of Rari. Rari goes down, no Babak, and Koval's going to be falling here now as well. They get the kill onto the ICQ. They get the kill onto the Earth Spirit, and the chase onto Kick, though. It's going to be 2 buybacks from those 2 heroes. Rari's still dead. How much gold does he not have? It's going to be 1500, but Perk a little bit locked down. Yule Scepter will be dropped now as well, but Koval has to go away for the rolling ball back into the fountain, and all 5 heroes up on the side of cybercats. Can they get something out of this? I mean, there might be the overextension coming through for you here on the side of Hydra, and Shigetsu, you might try and turn around. The Walrus Punch comes through, and this might be the dieback. Tag team's going to be used, so there's going to be the normal punch coming through. ICQ, can they get the vacuum coming onto the Weaver? It looks like there is going to be a lot of damage, but DK Focus, the target, I mean, he still had the Aegis anyway.
But the thing is, you kill the damage dealers. Right now, cybercats are not afraid of anything. Also, that 12% of the Tusk Walrus Punch, I think it's gonna become the new 17%, to be honest, because he got it every single time he wanted it. And the thing is, you know, for all of those people that love lore, we all know how the Tusk versus the Bristleback ends. Tusk always wins, and then Bristleback, you know, he's like, okay, now I understand that I need to turn my back. Sure, turn it, and the DK Focus is gonna enjoy that as well, because he kept him in place quite easily for them to get a kill. So now this game should end with 55 seconds without the Zeus, with no buyback. They're gonna take everything.
Yeah, you can see that they're just moving themselves around. They're going to be able to take at least 2 lanes of racks out of this. Probably even further with how quickly they're taking these buildings. It is going to be mega creeps. I mean, pretty much everyone back to full health as well. All the ultimates on the cybercats is back up, so you might even be able to go to. They want to dive even further onto this now as well. And yeah, Hydra, the buybacks, they just aren't there for literally anybody here now as well. So the Zeus is going to be dead for the next 26 seconds, though the hook shot comes through onto Rari. Can they get the damage onto Bristleback? They are going to be able to get 3 kills. Can they make it 4? Can they get this Bristleback down one final time as the chase comes through onto Kick? He's going to try and do what he can with the Waning Rift here. The jump from Perk onto the Warlock. The damage is going to come through. Yeah, GG is going to be called. Rari inside the fountain there as well, and the chase she gets to just pushes himself in with the Hurricane Pike as the game ends 46 to 17 at 46 minutes. So effectively a kill a minute here for cybercats and a 50k net worth lead here. Never really looked like there was any doubt that cybercats were in control of this game.
Literally no doubt. You know, even at times where Hydra got their big timings, even when they were doing a billion damage inside of teamfights, the only reason they got those teamfights is because cybercats allowed them to do so. They just wanted to crush them. They ran in. A few times they got burned onto the immense damage of Hydra, but they adapted, and that is what you need to do. When a hero like a Darkseer and the Warlock, heroes that aren't being played too much, get introduced, you are gonna get surprised by how fast you die. But cybercats, they understood it later on down the line. They kept themselves alive, and by doing so, eventually Hydra heroes started falling. This is I think ever since the laning phase went bad, that Hydra didn't really have much chance in this game again, unless cybercats make a big mistake, and Hydra never forced out those mistakes. The only mistakes that happened was cybercats overextending, and that isn't really a good way to turn the game around if the only way that you can win a fight is if the enemies are going too deep. So cybercats, really a nice play from start to finish. They played their normal draft, and Hydra, they got prepared, but they were not prepared enough.
Yeah, and so you can kind of see the win probability here as well on the graphs. You know, it spikes up a little bit for the first 15 minutes or so, and then it's just it just sinks the way cybercats slowly. There's a couple of spikes up, but never returns to even. And yet cybercats, again, 46 kills to 17. They just showed how dominant they were in this last match. So we are going to be taking a quick 10-minute break, guys, as we get back into the second game of Hydra versus cybercats. So don't go anywhere. We'll see if Hydra can pull it back, or cybercats, are they going to be able to take it in too? We'll find out after the break. We'll see you then.